How many colors are in the rainbow?
Oh, God, I hate you right now, Derek. Red, yellow, orange, green, blue. White? Don't fucking... Hey, we need to establish something right now, Derek. You cannot do faces like that. You did a face.
I'm trying to help you, dude. It's not 5.
I don't want your help.
Sweet Derek, are we live? We are live. Coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Naturals Pod.
Welcome to this episode of the Naturals Pod. As always, respectfully, I'm Uncle Kyle. Seated next to me, Sweet Derek, the producer.
Yeah.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we go on a journey through time and space. And just like going on a rocket ship with Elon, I'm excited.
To Mars.
I am nervous. And I'm hoping I don't die. Buddy, the Britney video that you posted earlier today, I had to sit down. I was laughing so hard. She has gone off the rails. When we were in the middle of the conservatorship, because I don't even remember how long that lasted. It was years.
Yeah, it was a long process.
I was 100% on Team Free Britney, and her
me
dad's
too.
a monster. Like, they're trapping this woman.
Yeah, I was like, oh, the dad's a terrible person. She's doing these weird videos to get out. Well, what I put in my post, you got to check on the socials, but I said, as a society, we need to all admit now that we were wrong. Free Britney.
So for those of you that haven't seen this yet, and I don't follow Britney Spears that much, but apparently she's been posting a lot of these videos where she's doing little spinny dances and she's happy that she's free. The one in question that we're talking about, she's literally dancing around with kitchen knives. And I think you told me that she either said or in the caption it said that they're fake knives.
Yeah, so she tried to say, oh, because it's Halloween, they're fake knives. But you can clearly hear
Liar.
metal cling when she's like popping them together. If those were fake or plastic, they wouldn't have a metal clang to it when you're putting them together.
To that point, there are stage knives that you can get that do sound like
They're
that. But the
dull.
one knife, like nice kitchen knives now, they have little recesses in them. So when you're chopping veggies and stuff or things that are wet, they don't stick to the blade. And one of those was that. And I was like, that's not a fake knife.
Correct.
She's just wailing a knife around.
It's not good.
Oh, Brittany, get some help, please, for the love of God. And if you haven't already, you have to check this out. Somebody did an edit where she's standing in front of a hibachi table like she's a Benihana chef, and she's waving the knives around.
Yeah, and again, like, I'm not even on the bandwagon of, like, mental illness and stuff. I get it, but, like, she's doing it for something. Like, someone help. Like, step in at this point. Like, mistakes were made.
She is exploiting
Mistakes were
herself
made,
currently,
yeah.
but, I mean, whatever makes you happy, girl. Be free. Anyways, as I mentioned in last episode, I will be participating in Sober October, which means Uncle Kyle will be a good boy for an entire month. In honor of that, we are having one last hurrah, because I believe today is September the 29th.
It is
So
the
we are on the
29th,
cusp
we are
of
on the cusp,
October.
dude.
So in honor of that, and one of my favorite podcasters / comedians, the king, Uncle Joey Diaz,
Ooh, yeah.
I am going to bomb down 300 milligrams of THC.
He's going to the moon. No, he's going to Mars.
He is known throughout the podcast community for giving people sneaky doses, and
Yeah,
he
like stars of death.
he
that are like
regularly eats the
10,000.
stars of death that have 250 milligrams. And for those of you that don't know or don't purchase marijuana products or consume them, a regular dose that you get when you get a packet of gummies is 10 milligrams. And for most people, I know that you have occasionally had one of those. It makes you feel nice. You know,
or
you're
I
like,
take
"Woo!"
like two on the top end.
Yeah,
like
and
20
watch some
milligram,
movies and go to bed.
And I am feeling great, man. So the fact that he's like, oh, I'll 10x that and then some, because those star of deaths, they're actually 250 to 500.
Yeah, they
milligrams,
are.
like a
That's why it's
surprise.
called the Star of Death, because it is a gamble. Not
Yeah,
only are you
dude.
for sure getting a super high dose of THC, but you don't know if it's the high dose or the high dose.
Yeah, dude.
And there's a clip of him on Rogan with Andrew Dice Clay where they're talking about that, and he just pops one, and Clay nearly loses his mind. He goes, he just popped it like a mint. So I myself am not a habitual consumer of marijuana, but I've been known to have some. And there was one time where I had an experience like that my friend's plug made these nuclear strength brownies, and I'd never got an explanation how strong these were, but basically what happened is I had a pan of these. I had a Saturday where I was doing nothing, and it was just me and my roommate Steven's dog at the time at home. So I was like, I'm going to eat one, because people who do this know that typically you get a brownie and then you section the brownie because you need to figure out how strong it is so you don't destroy yourself.
Yeah, and I want to let people know too, if you smoke weed, eating it is different.
Yeah, it's not the
It is a
same. Your
different
body
feeling.
metabolizes
Correct.
it differently.
It's a whole new world, dude.
Yeah, edibles are intense. So I had not sampled these, and I was like, I'm just going to eat a whole square, like a 9-piece pan, and it was probably about that big. And I'm just going to sit at home, watch TV, me and the dog, and I'm just going to melt into the bed like a pat of butter. The problem with this is I forgot that I had committed to take my friend Tara to a concert in Pahrump, Nevada.
Real quick, is this the one where you said you thought you were watching TV, but the TV wasn't actually on?
No, that was a different time. I was actually watching TV on this one. So I had committed to driving my friend out to Pahrump. And for those of you that aren't from Las Vegas or Nevada, Pahrump is a town or a city, but it is essentially a giant trailer park in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
not
have
nice.
street
It's
lights.
not nice, yeah.
And we were going to this dive bar. I forgot that I committed to this. I ate the brownie around noon. About an hour later, we are just chilling, me and the dog.
Yeah, you're
And
like locked
she
in.
texts me
Oh,
at like
man.
3 p.m. and
Oh,
goes,
no.
"Hey,
Oh, no.
what time are you coming to pick me up?" And I was like, shit. So since I had committed to this and I wanted to be a good friend, I was like, what time do you need me to be there? We discussed the time. I immediately start chugging water, and I'm like, I need to come back from the moon down to planet Earth so I can get this done. I drive to her house. All of this was scary. I drive to her house and I get her, and I'm going to Tarantino it. She had no idea that this was going on, and apparently I was acting totally fucking normal. Like I was good.
All right. Nice.
I pick her up. It isn't a super long drive to get out to Pahrump. We drive out to Pahrump. We go to the bar. We see her friend's band. We drive back, and I am still just full-blown loaded this entire time, and I'm like, oh, God, please get us there.
Oh, you drove back too. I didn't know.
Oh,
that
yeah.
part of the story. I thought you.
I'm not
dropped
staying
her
in
off.
Pahrump, dog. That outside of this bar, there was a bar above the entrance, or there was a light above the entrance to the bar, and then the rest of the town city was just pitch black because they have no street lights. So I'm like, oh my God, please get us home, Jesus. So I drive us back. I drop her off. I immediately stop at the gas station to get more water, but I woke up high the next day, dude. This may be a similar experience to that. Or I feel like that brownie might have been stronger than what we're about to do. So anyways.
Stronger than 300?
Hmm?
Stronger than 300 milligrams right now, dude? I mean, this is a lot.
I was in
dude. This is a
space,
lot.
buddy.
Yeah,
I was in
on-
space.
So what we're about to say is Uncle Kyle's about to go to Mars, right?
Yeah,
before sober October,
possibly.
dude.
So I am not a regular patron of marijuana dispensaries, although I do have to say this place that I went, Deep Roots Harvest, they were super cool. I think I paid about $60 to get these edibles, and the staff was very friendly and knowledgeable. Can't say enough good things. That's where we stopped. So anyways, let's get into it.
And now, for me, while he's opening that bag and checking out the goodies, I want to say that there is a little catch to this that's
Yeah.
going to make it fun
Yeah.
for you guys.
Unfortunate for me and fun for you.
On top of Uncle Kyle going to the moon and seeing how this happens, I have coming up with a little plan to ask him trivia questions.
Yeah.
So he is going to be answering trivia questions, like kind of smarter than a fifth grader. We're going to go from first grade all the way up to 12th grade questions while he is in Mars and see how he does.
We're
So I think
doing
this is gonna
Uncle
be
Kyle's
hilarious.
Are You Smarter
Yeah.
Than Kids That Are Still in School? Put the intro up right here. Bang. Da-da-da-da. So I tried to get a variety of things because I didn't just want to get one thing. We're making it fun. So the first thing I got is called a Sip Elixir Electric Lemon Party. That sounds tasty.
Straight up didn't even know they made liquid marijuana, to be honest.
Well, they
It's
do
weird to me.
because, I mean, some people do use this medicinally or to treat pain, which bless them because narcotics are the devil, and this comes from a plant. And
And
it's
I want to help
not
with the
that bad.
tally. That's about, 100 milligrams?
Each
You
of
know
these
this?
is supposed to be 100 milligrams because I
Copy,
told them
okay.
specifically what we were doing, and this is supposed to
So we're taking that a shot.
get the job done. So
Almost
each of
like
these are
Magic
100
Mind.
milligrams. Typically, when you go, things are sold in 100 milligram quantities, whether it be a drink. So we have this little drink. Then we have this fancy camp coffee caramel bar, which, to be fair, I feel like I'm cheating a little bit with this. It does have caffeine in it.
We need him to be alive just a little
Yes,
bit.
I don't want to go
We're
full
trying to
Joey
pod.
Diaz
Fall
because I
asleep.
don't know if you have seen this clip, but I've seen it dozens of times and it's hilarious. Joey Diaz and Bert Kreischer on a pod, and Bert Kreischer is just giving Joey his flowers. He goes, "You're one of the funniest guys on the planet. Things that you say in passing are things that I would put into my act tomorrow. And Diaz is just
gone,
nodding off.
gone.
And at one point, Bert goes, "You know what I mean?" And he looks up, and
He's
you
like,
could
"No,
tell
no,
he's
you
bombed
mean
out of his mind. He's like, "Yeah." So hopefully we don't
I've
get
not
there.
seen that. It's funny. I'll have to
So we
look
got
it
the
up.
drink, we got the chocolate, and then of course, for those of you that can consume cannabis, you will know that
And the chocolate is what, real quick? Sorry, 100 milligrams as well?
Yeah, everything is 100 milligrams.
Copy.
Each of these 100 milligrams, all totaling to 300. And then we have some gummies, some nice little gummies. Cran pomegranate punch. That sounds slightly healthy.
That actually sounds,
And it is
actually kind of nice.
A sativa, which is supposed to be the up in the weed, not the down. Sativa up, indica down.
And what is the 1, 2, 3 here? What are we doing first, second, and third? What
Okay,
is the
so I
game
figured
plan?
I would start with the drink. And to
Okay.
give you guys a little background, I have not eaten since lunch because I kind of want this to happen relatively quickly. Because sometimes when you take edibles, you have to wait for it. That's the rule, people. If you're doing edibles, take a reasonable amount and just wait. You don't go full Leo and go, the Quaaludes aren't working, so I must
the
take
mistake
more.
is to take more, and then you're just like, whoa, we fucked up.
Yeah. You wait. And honestly, if you don't feel any effect, then that was a dud, and you either try again another day or you never do it ever again.
Yeah,
But
then you think
don't.
you're driving some to a bar and everything's fine, and then you wake up the next day and your car's totaled.
Oh,
Like Wolf of Wall
let's-
Street. You thought he made it home safe.
Let's not do that. I am not driving tonight,
is not.
people. Sweet Derek is
not.
taking me
He is
home
not.
so I can fall into my
You're being
bed.
safe. I am
So anyways,
designated
we're going to
driver.
get going with this. Hopefully I might have to open this with my teeth. I know I'm a barbarian. Boo hiss. Here we go. Okay, so I had a horrible time getting this label off. Jump cut so we can get on with our lives. Here we
All
go.
right, here's our first 100 milligrams
Open.
shot. Uncle Kyle.
I feel like I should have poured this into a glass so you don't think I'm bullshitting, but I literally just took that off. Here we go.
I'll be the second proprietor. Let me check.
That
It's empty.
Yeah, that literally had hardly
Confirm.
any flavor and it tasted
Sip elixir. So we're not high on this then. Is that what you're about to say, or you did like it?
No, it was good, but I mean the point of having this is to get high. Like this is not like, "Oh, I'm going to have a little treat and it just so happens to have marijuana in it." That tasted like a lemon head that somebody sucked on and then spat in my mouth. Not high on the flavor, but apparently it's going to get the job done. All right, we are moving on to the chocolate. That was not tasty, but once again, people, the point of this is not for it to be tasty, it's for it to get the effect. Don't try this
Oh, fun.
at
So
home.
we're going chocolate bar now. All right, so this is going to be.
So we're going for the
200
chocolate.
milligrams. All right.
And as you'll notice, you can see on each piece it says 10 milligrams. Or no, it just says THC like a warning sign with a fucking exclamation point on it. THC.
Oh, dude, it's aggressive. That's an aggressive
So okay,
bar.
for the sake of saving time, I'm gonna eat this like a pig. Say whatever you want. Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Oh
Okay.
my
I
God.
imagine that's probably going to be the most tastiest out of the three. I would think.
That had the weed flavor in it. It would ruin what we're doing. I really want you to taste this. It's delicious.
No, but I remember you gave me that one bar, the mint bar, like the mint.
Yeah. It's
thin-
called.
oh,
They were called
I couldn't-
Incredibles.
Yeah, so good. I couldn't even taste the weed. They have got this down to a science.
Shout out to Incredibles. I don't know who makes those. Those are delicious and so dangerous because, to your point, they do
you
not
think it's
taste
a normal
like
bar.
it.
Yeah,
They do not taste
it'll
like it.
get you in trouble.
This is delicious though. The Camp chocolate bar. If you're looking to sample something, Camp chocolate coffee bar. Get on this. This is
Bang.
fan-fucking-tastic.
Free plug. Deep Harvest, right? Deep
Deep Roots Harvest.
Check them out. Free plug.
Yeah, they were great. They're on, I think they have a few locations, not necessarily here in Las Vegas. They have a few locations throughout Nevada, but this one is on Cheyenne and Jones, and super nice staff. The building is nice, and clearly they have decent product, or we will find out within 30 minutes. But they were cool. I don't go to those a lot because, like, typically, I guess weed is more mainstream now, but typically, like, especially before it got legalized here, and I went to some in Colorado, Seedy joints.
Oh yeah, I bet
Seedy
it's come a
joints.
long way since then. I'm for sure. This seems way like corporate now too.
Yeah, now it's extremely commercial, and they make it look like a fucking Apple
I think
store.
they're actually gonna come. They're opening a bar, like a bar on the strip where you can actually do weed at the bar.
Not
now.
just
So
on
it'll
this.
be like a
They're
lounge.
opening them everywhere.
Yeah, that'll be
the
interesting.
lounges.
It'll be like a new. It's almost like Amsterdam, but in America now. It'll be interesting.
Tell me the cops aren't going to be posted outside of that place to ruin your life. Either don't drive, don't consume marijuana and drive, Uber or get a ride.
Correct. Drive.
I cannot say that enough. If you're gonna go out and be a wacko like old Uncle Kyle here, please be responsible. Don't put your life in danger. Don't put other people's lives in danger.
Agreed.
Be responsible while being irresponsible. Okay, chocolate down. This says fast acting. Oh my god, I didn't even see that. This says fast acting on it. So
Dude,
hope that's the
this
case.
is crazy, dude. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is gonna be wild.
And for those of you out there that are worried about it, gluten free.
And this is like you said these are like cranberry kind of, or like
It says cran pomegranate punch.
Okay, interesting. Let's see how these are on the taste.
So I am expecting a delightful fruity flavor. I think I just broke the zipper, so thank God I'm not planning on closing this and saving it for later. Here we go. Here's the thing about gummies. I don't know how you feel about this. I like a firm gummy that has a nice chew to it. This is very soft.
Okay.
Like, you're a big texture guy.
I
You
am.
know when
I am a
something
big
is
texture
like
guy.
extra squishy and
Yeah, I like
it moves around when you bite it?
Yeah.
I fucking hate that.
I like the trolley sour gummies, and those usually be on the harder.
And the
then
strawberry puffs.
and the-
Holler at your
ooh,
boy.
the
Shout out Strawberry Puffs.
They're harder, but
Amazing.
they hit you with that flavor, dude. Those things are bomb. Yeah, I agree. I don't like when they're like soft but maybe they're gooey because of the weed in them, or
The flavor is delicious in this,
Okay.
but the consistency of the gummy is kind of lacking. 10 calories, 0 fat.
fast acting
Thank God.
nano though, dude. I'm a little concerned that this.
You know what?
We're committed
because
now.
we have to pause this and jump so people aren't sitting here waiting for me to get high. We are going to time how long it takes. And you can put it right there.
That's a good idea. We will time it until he goes.
It took 3 minutes. The nano worked. I mean, it's kind of hard to give this a glowing recommendation when I've already adulterated this substance with the 2 I took before it. But I gotta feel like if it happens quick, this is the one that got this party started. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it brought you in, it put you in the spaceship, and then the rest just sent you to Mars, dude.
so how many of the questions do you think I'm gonna get right? How many questions are there, first of all?
So I don't know the exact count. I think there's roughly 3 to 4 in each category.
Oh my god! Holy shit! This is a test, Derek.
It is a
I
test.
thought you were doing like one question per
Nope.
grade. Oh
Nope,
man,
there's
this is
there's
not
around
going to go
3.
well for me.
Now, if I feel like you're struggling or we're getting crazy or too blitzed out of your mind, I'm going to trim it down. But I wanted to have a multiple good
appreciate
amount
you
of,
for
of
that.
questions. So we're going first grade, second grade, 5th grade, 8th grade, 10th grade, and then 12th grade. And
So we're
there's
assuming
roughly
that
3
I'm just a
questions in
great
each.
student because I'm just skipping through
So
school.
we're gonna see how many you get and how smart we're
right
getting
now,
on this
people,
as you're
leave
high
it
as
in the
fuck.
comments on a percentage grade basis or even a letter grade. How well do you think I am going to do? I feel like I'm fairly intelligent and I am relatively familiar with getting intoxicated, so I feel like I'll be able to
So
hold
you feel
my
good
own.
with trivia because it is on the trivia side too. I mean, these are
Is there-
school questions, but it is
Yeah, but there's
trivia
not like
type.
pop culture questions in there,
No,
is there?
no, no.
Yeah,
It would
yeah.
be something that would be taught in school.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah. So I
If
will.
you're asking me, 100%.
I will make sure to put the amount of questions so you guys can kind of grade how many he's gonna get out of the how many questions. I'll put it up there, bang, and then we can follow.
Well, it's
along
20, right? Because you did 5 grades, 4 questions a pop.
Yeah, but there's like 3 on some too. So I'm gonna guess it's anywhere between 15 to 20 questions.
I'm hoping 20 because I'm shooting for 15 so I can get a 75% a solid C,
Yeah, that's a
dude.
good- I figured 20 was good because it's an easy thing to gauge out of 100.
Correct. And
So-
C, your parents aren't necessarily happy, but they don't want to disown you because you're a disappointment. So it's all good.
What are you feeling? What do you think you're gonna get if a grade? You're shooting for 75. Is that where you're comfortable, or would you like?
I
to
think I'm
keep
getting a
going?
B, honestly.
Okay, well, a
I'm
B.
going in with high confidence.
Okay, a
and
B.
if I fall on my face, then at least I tried. But, oh, man. Okay, so we have consumed the devil's lettuce.
All right. So are we?
Another good note to add, people. I don't recommend you attempt this. Hydrate. Get your water in you so you don't shrivel up into a dry sponge and die. All right, people. I've vamped enough. We will do a little jump cut here and cut to Uncle Kyle feeling fucking groovy. See you shortly.
Fifteen minutes later.
Fuck me.
All right, we're back.
We are back. And I got to tell you right now, right off the bat, as I am stepping through a Doctor Strange portal into another dimension, the fast-acting Nano, confirmed, is fast-acting. It has literally been like 15 minutes. Help me, Lord.
So how are we feeling? Before we get into these questions, I want to ask, like, how are we feeling? On a scale from 1 to 10, from where you're slipping into another world. How are
Okay,
we feeling, dude?
so to your point earlier when you were talking about smoking it and eating it, and there is a difference, I feel like a lot of our audience has smoked weed, and I don't need to educate them on this.
Correct.
So you all know when you smoke some weed, I mean, if you're a trooper, just inhale that deep into your lungs and cough the hardest you have coughed in recent memory. Because what that does, I'm going to get scientific now. This is why I'm going to nail this fucking test right now. Okay? Okay? Okay. So what happens when you breathe in the smoke and you cough is you're breaking small capillaries in your lungs, and then is that recording? Okay.
I just want to double check.
Fucking leave it in. And yes, we do double check people because tragedies have occurred.
We got to catch this great moment.
Okay, my God. Anyways, capillaries in your lungs, they burst. Then the THC gets in your bloodstream, and you feel high.
Scientist Kyle.
Hello, I should have a rayon white lab coat. We will get it made, and it's going to be embroidered. Dr. Uncle Kyle, PhD, MD. So when you eat it, obviously you don't have that instant reaction where your body is absorbing it and putting it into your bloodstream. You have to digest it just like you digest food. Duh. And then, but the problem is,
You're pretty present right now, though.
yeah.
You're doing pretty
Well,
good.
I'm trying to hold it together, buddy. I mean, you've known me a long time, so you know I have a pretty strong
Yeah, he's a
stomach,
tank.
and I
He's a
can
tank
keep
fella.
it going. So the problem is when you smoke it, you get a much smaller concentration of the active ingredient, THC. Obviously, as you saw in the little printed thing on the back of the chocolate bar, which was fucking delicious. When you eat it, don't fuck this up for me, Derek. When you eat it, I love you, buddy. When you eat it, your body is slowly absorbing it, but you get, I feel like, because it just, you have acid in your stomach and everything.
Correct, yeah.
It just goes, hey, it's like someone you don't want to hug you, but that you're familiar with, and you see them at, let's just say, a wedding, and they start walking up to you going, hey, and you're like,
Oh, no.
oh, you're doing it. Oh. And then before you know it, you feel the dampness of their fucking armpit because this wedding was in June and they wore a full suit to it, even though they are way too hot. Yeah, it's uncomfortable and it's getting uncomfortable right now. I got to tell you, before this, we took our little break and we were previewing one of the other episodes. And I was like, what would you say we had left in that? Like 25, 28 minutes, something like that.
So I think we're roughly around.
So I was like, this is going to be the perfect amount of time. And because we got the new camera and Derek has just been continuing to just up his game with the editing, the episode on Monday is fucking insane. You guys are going to love it. It's great. And I got to do it with my sister, my first friend. Love you, Caitlin.
This will be after, so just go back.
She's enjoying you two right now, and I'm gonna give Derek some photos that she sent me of the inside of the sphere because it's I showed him one of the photos. He's like, that place isn't real. Like if you put me in that room when the kaleidoscope was going on the wall, woo! Oh my God, blowing out the mic, man. So what was I talking about? Help me, Derek.
So you were talking about the science and how it feels when an edible hits you and you're getting a hug at a wedding and how you don't want it to hug you.
Yeah, and then I got into a whole
And then
segue
you
about
went
the
on a whole
gear.
segue about the gear.
Yeah.
And then you were talking about how long we were watching our episode.
Oh yeah, okay.
for.
So basically, it ended up. Spoiler alert! It ended up being 15 minutes.
A lot faster.
The
so that shit was
the
nano.
fast acting nano. Once again, I can't, this is not a proper test of that, and I don't think we'll be going back to do it. But obviously, I feel like the liquid one really was the ultimate catalyst because it's already in liquid form, and your body's just
Yeah.
gonna go nom 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 and get it in you immediately.
But the nano maybe is now attacking.
It could have been the nano. I hope I wake up tomorrow. I got to be honest with you. I will not be driving anywhere tomorrow either. I need to be
You get
clear
to
about
sleep in,
that.
dude, that's fine.
But yeah, it's wild. So basically, here's another funny story. This is gonna be a long episode, people. I hope you strap in because this is gonna be fucking hilarious. So, my mother, who was a devout Catholic woman, and you know, she would occasionally have a wine, or she loved a nice gin and tonic with some Hendrick's gin. She would have one. I saw my mother drunk once in my life, and it was fucking hilarious. And we will have Caitlin back on to tell that story. It was so funny. So, she had a knee replacement surgery, and I think she already had one done, and she was getting the next one done. And for those of you that don't know, that is just a major surgery. My dad had both of his done
it's
as
tough.
well, and the recovery time and all the PT and stuff you have to do while this thing feels like it's going to explode off your body is insane. Shout out to people who get knee replacements. You should be awarded a medal. So anyways, she took they prescribe you the narcotics for the pain, and she was taking them as prescribed, and not to give you too much information, but it made her constipated, and she didn't want to go through that again. So at this point, she was retired, and I said, I know you don't like this. And my mother, bless her, she loved me no matter what. I know that she hated that I sometimes smoked some weed and that I had some drinks, but you know, she was my mom, and she loved me till the bitter, not till the bitter end. Love you, Mom. You were the best. So anyways, I was like, you don't want to take the narcotics, but I know a guy who has some special brownies. And I was like, I can get you the brownies with the weed in them, and you can try that. Because the main problem was she wasn't getting sleep. She was in pain. She was restless.
It's probably tough. Yeah.
You know, anytime you have a
Tossing and
major
turning and
surgery
shit,
like
yeah.
that, fuck, dude. Like, so long story short, I get the brownies and I bring them. At the time, I wasn't living at the house. I brought them over. It was around Christmas time, so we had all the festive cookie tins out. So I put them in one of those, and then I put a Post-it note on top with a little X on it, so everyone in the house knew this is a special brownie. Don't snack on these. Essentially, they were for my mom. So I told her, I was like, Mom, here's the thing. And I know you're not going to know anything about this, but when you take this, you're going to feel like it's putting you to sleep. Let it put you to sleep. Just go to sleep.
Yeah, don't fight it. Yeah.
Don't fight it. Don't fight it. And she goes, well, what happens then? And I said, if you fight it, you are going to be very, very high.
Is that what you're doing right now?
100%. 100%. That's why I'm just going to keep talking, and then eventually we'll get to the test. So I told her, I was like, you don't want to be violently high. Just let it put you to sleep. But, you know, she's nervous. My mom did not dabble in any of that.
Yeah.
And, you know, it made her nervous. So what did she do? She didn't fall
You're
asleep.
correct. She said.
And then my dad called me at like 11 p.m. and was like, hey, so your mom is not sleeping and she is really having a bad time. And in the background, I could hear her say, when is this going to end? And I'm like, when it ends, you are on the roller coaster now. Like, that's the risk you run. That's why I told you to I told you to go to sleep. So she was like, not doing those. And she was a trooper, man. She just did like the big, like 800 milligram Motrin. She did not touch the narcotics because, you know,
I mean, it's good. That shit messes you up.
yeah, it's not good for you.
I'm not
Narcotics are
into that.
terrible. I mean, getting explosively high on 300 milligrams of THC is probably not great, but also I'm going to feel like $100 tomorrow. I'm just going to be so good.
You sleep like a baby.
So the tin stayed there, and I had intended to go collect it and take it to my house where me and my roommates would consume them. Merry Christmas
There's
to
a
us.
decent amount left still, then I'm assuming.
Yeah,
right?
she literally had, he made a fairly large pan of them, and then he actually cut that. This is the same guy that gave me the nuclear brownie, dude.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, these were, I don't remember, but apparently these were strong too. Maybe that's why I don't remember.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So I left them there, you know, and you've known me a long time. Our house is just kind of like friends come and go. People come over and visit.
Yep.
You're just welcome in our home. And you know, the cookies were out. So my dad's best friend, Bob, and his wife, Sherry, who is my mom's best friend, were over there visiting.
Oh, no.
And because Bob knows that in the Shea house, if you want a snack, go for it.
These look delicious.
So once again, my
are these
dad calls
chocolatey
me
treats?
and he goes, "Hey." I said, "What's up?" He goes, "So how strong are those brownies?" And without telling him the story about driving while on them, I said, "They are very potent. Why are you asking me this right now?" Because, you know, there was a bunch of treats on the counter and perhaps he forgot and just had a couple of them. Well, Bob was over visiting. They were talking in the living room. He went up into the kitchen. They were sitting on the counter and he just opened it, put 4 of them in his hand and turned around to walk back into the living room.
4?
Four. So he essentially had half of the bomb that I had.
Whoa.
Yes, we are doing it. So I guess he popped a couple of them in his mouth and ate them. And then
the neighbor friends had none. It was just your dad.
Well, they weren't our neighbors, but
Or
no,
friends,
Bob.
whatever.
Bob was the one that got the brownies. Dad did not have them.
Okay.
And I guess my dad like eagle-eyed in on that and was like, "Oh shit, he got the good stuff." And he goes, Bob, stop eating those. And he, tell me your immediate reaction, Derek. If I just scream, "Stop eating that right now," you're gonna go, "Why are you
you're
saying
scared
that
at
to
first,
me?
yeah.
Why are you saying that?" So I said, "Did you eat them?" And he goes, "No, but Bob had 2." And I said, "Well, Bob's not driving home then. Sherry's driving because he's going to be in outer space." Because Bob, actually, you know what? I'm not trying to get into his personal background. Bob is just a very close family friend and just a good dude.
Okay.
So he's not the type to casually
Correct,
get high, but it was funny. And they told this story for years.
Did you get to
and they-
see how
and we
Bob
still talk about
acted
it.
or anything like that?
No, that's why one regret. I
Yeah,
almost wanted
dang,
to
be there.
call Dad and be like, "Record what Bob is doing
Yes,
before
right,
he
yeah.
leaves so I can see it," but I didn't. But shout out to Bob, dude.
How we feeling, buddy?
We're going up. We are going up. Okay, so let's start the questions. That was just a fun little story I
That was
wanted
a
to
fun
add in
story.
there.
That
I
was a great
love
story.
my mom. I've been thinking about her a ton.
Good, man. Yeah. You gotta keep
She
bringing
would
the
she would
memories,
have got a
bro.
kick
It's
out of this.
important.
She wouldn't have liked the amount of times
course,
that I say the word fuck. But, you know, just like your parents, she would have been over the moon. She would have loved it. She would have been our biggest fan.
Hopefully
So
she's watching from
she
above,
is. She's
buddy.
still our biggest
Absolutely.
fan.
Fuck
She's
yeah.
still our biggest
Okay,
fan
let's
up
go.
there. All right, buddy.
So I found out we have 21
God, I'm gonna
questions.
fail this fucking test so badly. I can't. I had the inappropriate level of confidence in the beginning.
Yeah, the confidence is weaning as the weed hits. So we have 21 questions. And again,
Shout
we're
out
gonna,
50 Cent.
and we're gonna start with first grade. Okay.
If I the podcast is over if I don't get one of these
No,
right.
dude, we're powering through, dude.
I
We're
quit.
powering through.
All right, hit me, daddy.
Okay, these should be easy, dude. All right, so what do caterpillars turn into?
Butterflies.
Okay, bang. So I'm gonna. Just
You know
mark
what?
these.
Here's a question that I want you to look up, and this will be post edit and put it up here. Do caterpillars also turn into moths or are moths
So I had someone
worms?
mention that. That's a good question. I want to look that up too because it's like,
Love it.
yeah, I love
Right,
that.
right here. Boom. That's a cool.
That's a good-
that's a
that's a
cool
good
little
weed
fun
question.
fact.
Look
We
at
want
that.
to. Yeah,
It's
we
true.
want to know. See,
What a bad
this-
beat though. You think you're turning into a butterfly and you become a fucking.
That's a
moth.
shit sandwich. Moths are so gross. I hate
They
them.
are. They are
Like I don't
gross.
want to kill them, but just
No,
don't come
yeah,
in my
they're
house.
gross.
Don't fly in my
Yeah.
face with your furry body. No.
That's a great question. I actually don't know. We're gonna
But yeah,
look it
that's a
up.
little. Oh,
like that.
we're doing that
Yeah,
the whole time. I like the little fun facts.
Yeah,
we will find
great.
out though.
Okay.
Okay, next question. Nailed it. First one. Boom.
Like a little tricky. How many colors are in the rainbow?
Oh God, I hate you right now, Derek. Red, yellow, orange, green, blue. White? Don't fucking. Hey. We need to establish something right now, Derek. You cannot do faces like that. You did a face.
I'm trying to help you, dude. It's not 5.
I don't want your help. That's
answer
okay.
5, dude. We're doing
Okay,
a final
that
answer.
sounded mean, buddy. I
It's okay,
did not
it's
mean
okay,
that
it's
to
okay,
get a
it's
harsh
okay. I know
tone
you
with
meant
you.
it in love. It's okay. We're gonna Regis Philbin in this, dude. Is that your final
Stop
answer?
talking. Hold on. So it's not 5. Now you're just gonna destroy me.
I know these are tough too, man. We
Is
haven't been at
purple
school
in
all
the
time.
rainbow? Thank you for listening to this episode of the Naturals Pod. Please remember to follow us on your Twitter and Instagram accounts at the Naturals Pod. Do you have what it takes to join the Natty Nation? Like and subscribe to find out.